How do you figure that out if you say retire at the same time together? So you're not driving each other up a wall.
I think for a lot of people where they struggle is once you're together all the time, it can be problematic for a variety of reasons. So I think we can break that down a little bit and kind of giving people an idea of what they might be in store for if they don't think this one through a little bit.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Saturday State of Mind. I'm joined by my husband, Mike Panico. Hi, Mike.
What's going on?
Mike, you know that song by the Turtles, So Happy Together?
I was going to say which one. There's so many turtle jams that I like to listen to as often as possible.
Can you name one other jam?
I don't think I was going to be able to pull one, from the brainstem.
Even that one, So Happy Together? But you know the song I'm talking about, right?
I do, yeah, of course.
Do you want to hum us a few bars?
I can see me loving nobody but you for all my life.
Okay, while that was amazing, and honestly, I didn't think you were going to do it.
They'll put the auto-tune on that in post.
Okay, yeah,
Sure
they will. Let's talk about doing things together, namely retiring.
Like you and I?
Well, sure. You want to get out of here?
We got a lot, Jess, there's a lot of work to do. Still to be done.
Mind. Maybe not you and I, but couples in general, retiring together. Is that the dream scenario or is that recipe for disaster?
Man, it depends on a lot. I think that for a lot of people, sometimes I haven't thought that through in terms of what it might look like because we each have our individual routines. You do your thing during the day. I do mine thing. We get together usually over dinner. We make weekend plans. There's some sleep in there, right? But most of our waking hours are spent outside of each other's company.
Sure.
Yeah. And then you get
What's that other quote about distance makes the heart grow fonder?
Is it? I've never heard that one.
Oh, really? It's like my daily mantra.
I thought it was out of sight, out of mind.
Oh, no.
I think there's a saying for everything. So I think for a lot of people where they struggle is once you're together all the time, it can be problematic for a variety of reasons. So I think we can break that down a little bit and kind of giving people an idea of what they might be in store for if they don't think this one through a little bit.
All right. Well, I'm a glass half full type of gal. You know that about me. So let's start with the pros. What are the good things about retiring the same time as your partner does?
So you have a buddy. So there's all these amazing things that you probably want to do, whether it be pursue new hobbies or, a lot of people like to focus on their health so we can learn pickleball, but it would be fun to learn it with somebody like that's a friend.
Who's tossing the ball back over the net.
Who can go on the journey with me, or help me fetch the ball. So either way, you've got a pal now to go on a bunch of adventures with, and what could be better than that?
Sure. Yeah. Especially, even if you have your own hobbies and you're like, hey, I want to do some traveling, and your spouse is like, nah, man, I don't got PTO for that. It might be a little lonely.
Sure. Yeah. And being lonely stinks. And so having a pal to go on adventures, even just to go out and have a meal, have a hike, walk the dog, all that kind of stuff. For a lot of people, that is huge because it's also a great way to occupy your time.
Okay. What are some of the cons that we're looking at?
Well, the con list can be pretty lengthy. So sometimes people like having their own space. And they don't always want somebody like breathing down their neck or being like, let's do this, let's do this. Some people like more of an unstructured day, or there's preference as to like what we should be doing. Your hobbies are your hobbies, my hobbies are my hobbies. And sometimes the two like circles don't overlap in that pretty Venn diagram. Some people want to have their own stuff that they do. And it's not uncommon for one spouse to be pushing for doing things more so jointly, where another one might say, why don't we do that on the weekends like we used to do? Like this is a lot of change. And it's a lot of change fast.
Sure. So where's the middle ground? How do you, figure that out if you say retire at the same time together? So you're not driving each other up a wall.
Where we've seen people have a lot of success is just having communication around these things in terms of what you want to get out of retirement. We've talked a lot about how oftentimes people are pushed into retirement as opposed to pulled into it. So just to break that down a little bit, push means something happened and you find yourself retired. So you got laid off, right? Or your health declined, or you need to move closer to family so you could help out with grandkids, right? So you wake up one day and you're just retired because you were thrust into it. Those people often have these transition problems, whereas people who are pulled into retirement, who are like, I'm kind of done with the daily grind. There's things I would rather be doing with my time, and here are the things they can elucidate what those items are. I think those people who get pulled into retirement because they look forward to that next phase, they kind of have created an itinerary or a to-do list or their bucket list. They have an idea of what they want to accomplish, and they've said to their partner in crime, hey, how much of this stuff do you want to participate in? Because if you want to do some of this stuff, great, come along for the ride. And if you don't, that's okay too. But I just wanted to figure out how I can accommodate the stuff that's on your list, or figure out ways that like we can balance these items together.
See, that's why I kind of think it's a pro to retire at the same time, because what happens a lot, I think, if people come in here already one spouse is retired and the other one isn't, then, you know, saying to the retired spouse, hey, how's it going to be having your spouse at home all the time? I'm saying, I already have my set routine. I really don't want to mess with that. Whereas, you know, if they retire at the same time, you know, you can talk about, hey, this is how I'm going to structure my day. This is what I like to do. I want to sleep in late. Like, you might want to get up early. That's okay. I think really what it all comes down to, which everything comes down to, is communication.
Yeah. The structure is really, really important, and knowing where the boundaries are. It's not uncommon for one of the two folks in a duo to be listless in retirement and kind of, as a result, haunting the other person. What do we do now? What do you want to do today? I'm bored. What should we be doing? Right? So you don't want to be the haunt.
I don't want to also get too stereotypical, but I feel like women are pretty great at keeping themselves busy. And sometimes it's like the men that we see, they're a little like aimless.
Well, women can sometimes be too good at it, right? They're so good at keeping busy that they have all sorts of ideas for how their husband should be staying busy. The dreaded honey-do list.
You don't seem that busy enough to me.
Or what you're doing isn't what I want you to be doing right now. I'd prefer if you tended to this list of items, right? So with communication, you can say, hey, listen, you know, hey, I get it. There's a lot of things that need doing around the house or outside. I'll get to those items Thursday, Friday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's for me. That's for meeting up with the fellas. I'm going to go golfing. I'm going to do this. Or we could spend one of those days doing something together. But if you don't get your expectations out in the open, what then tends to happen is people get passive aggressive, they get bitter, they get elusive, they get upset, they get sad, right? And all of these things, it's like, how are we dealing with all these new problems where in a lot of cases we're 10, 20, 30 years into our marriage? It's because you're going through a new transition. It's a new routine.
It's a life change, right? It's something that's big. I mean, stuff like that happens when you have kids and, you know, a big change in your job. So it's not surprising that happens. And whether we're talking about, you know, retiring with a spouse or just you retiring in general, having that structure, that schedule is so important. Even if it's just to say, like, I set my alarm every morning for 7 a.m., 9 a.m., it doesn't matter. But getting up, taking a shower, putting on the clothes, doing the crossword, like going to the library, planning the pickleball twice a week, whatever it is, having a schedule and having a sense of community, I think, seeing other people is so crucial to retiring, to like staying active and like mentally active and sharp. Because we certainly have seen when people haven't done that, and it's not always the retirement of their dreams, right? Yeah. So just some proper planning. Hey, if this was helpful, we have tons of other videos on our YouTube station here. So go ahead, like, subscribe, and follow us next time. If you liked this video and it helped you, watch another one, and don't forget to hit subscribe.